Something in your product quietly doubled your conversion rate overnight, and it wasn't a rebrand, a price cut, or a viral campaign. It was one single change. And when you hear what it was, you're either gonna feel like a genius or feel absolutely robbed. We're talking about the kind of shift that makes growth teams slam their laptops shut and whisper, "Why didn't we do this sooner?" The catalyst wasn't some brilliant new feature. It was the removal of friction, that invisible tax your users were paying every single time they tried to say yes to you. Losing someone you love doesn't just break your heart, it rewires the entire operating system of how you show up for everyone else. And if you've ever stood at a graveside wondering why you didn't call more, hug longer, or just sit quietly in the same room with someone who needed you, then you already know exactly what I'm about to say. There was a moment, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, when everyone was obsessed with adding more features, more pop-ups, more social proof widgets stacked on top of each other like a digital hoarder's dream. The optimism was real, the A/B test dashboards were glowing green, and then slowly, quietly, the numbers plateaued and nobody wanted to admit why. The psychological toll of a stalling funnel is underrated. Teams start doubting their product, their pricing, their entire positioning, when the real culprit is that the Buy Now button is 3 scrolls below the fold. Experts like Pete Laja and the whole conversion rate optimization community have been screaming this for a decade, and yet here we are, still designing checkout flows like we want people to fail. History is actually pretty clear on this pattern. Every generation of digital product thinks it's immune to the UX sins of its predecessors, and every generation is wrong. The dot-com era buried calls to action in walls of text. The mobile revolution created tap targets the size of a grain of rice. And today's SaaS world loves a free trial that requires a credit card, a blood sample, and your mother's maiden name. Here's where this fits into the bigger cycle. Simplicity always wins, gets forgotten, gets rediscovered, and gets celebrated as innovation all over again. Communities like Orangepreneur and indie hacker forums are littered with founders saying, "We removed the 3-step sign up and conversions jumped 40%. And the comments are always full of people acting, shocked, as if this isn't ancient wisdom. The biggest misconception is that higher conversion means lower quality leads, or that you're somehow tricking people into buying. The truth is that reducing friction doesn't manipulate anyone, it just stops punishing the people who already want what you're selling. So what was the actual change that doubled conversion rates in case study after case study across industries? It was collapsing a multi-step form into a single field entry, just an email address, one box, one tap, and you're in. Companies like Dropbox, Slack, and Airbnb built their early growth engines on this exact principle, and the data was never subtle about it. The practical lesson here is embarrassingly simple. Audit every step between your user's intention and their action, then cut at least one of them today. Not next quarter, not after the rebrand today, because every day that friction lives in your funnel is a day you're leaving conversions on the table like a waiter who forgot to bring the check. Discipline in product decisions means resisting the urge to add and instead having the courage to subtract. Position sizing in product, meaning where you place your energy and resources, matters infinitely more than the conviction you feel about any single feature launch. There's something almost philosophical about a conversion rate doubling because you ask for less. It's the product equivalent of a great negotiator, knowing when to shut up the silence, the empty space, the removed field, does more work than anything you could add. The irony is that the most powerful growth lever in your entire stack is free, requires no engineering sprint, and can be shipped before lunch. And yet most teams will spend 6 months debating a new pricing page instead. Friction removal isn't glamorous, it doesn't make for a great press release, but it makes for a spectacular quarterly review. Whether your funnel is already lean, or you're staring at a 12-step checkout flow, wondering why your cart abandonment rate looks like a horror movie, the answer is the same. Simplify, test, repeat, and don't fall in love with complexity. Your users are voting with their drop-offs every single day. It's time you started listening. And if you're ready to take that same principle of removing friction and apply it to building real wealth through real estate, finding the right contractors, or connecting with lenders who actually make the process easy, check out our links in the description below and let us help you get started.